Officer, go to the left. Can you get him to the left real quick?
Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and I call this video 11 minutes of chaos with my 4x5. Now, before I go much further, this video does include Rory McIlroy, who is signing autographs at a past PGA event called The Truest, but we do have to give him props for going back-to-back and winning the Masters. That is kind of insane. So in just a minute, I'm going to show you the uncut 11 minutes of me attempting to get photos with the 4x5. Now, mind you, it's fully manual. That means focus, that means exposure, that means moving around. You're gonna see me wind the shutter. That's what you're seeing. I'm winding it multiple times to get to the right shutter speed, and sometimes I don't even take the picture because it gets boned.
Nope.
So it's not super easy to do this, and I didn't expect to get too many great images, but if I came out with one solid keeper, then that is what would matter. So Rory is signing autographs for the kids that showed up to the Truest event. He goes around, they're all screaming, "Rory, Rory, Rory." He's signing autographs, and I'm running around trying to get images. There's a lot going on. That's why I call it 11 minutes of chaos. Now keep in mind, I'm locked in. I'm focused on what I need to do. So if you see somebody say something to me and I don't really engage in conversation, that's because I'm locked in, focused, trying to get the images. I'm not trying to be a dick. And you might hear me say a few things. I'm talking to myself generally in this loud environment. That's just something that I do when I'm shooting. So now I want to show you the 11 minutes of chaos unedited. And at the end, we'll come back to the computer and look at the keeper images and see if I succeeded or failed altogether. Here's 11 minutes of chaos.
No, camera guy to the left. Camera guy to the left. Fuck. I'm on your left, just so you know. Nope. Happens too fast. You can cross if you need to. I'm gonna move to the side. This will be better for me.
I'll head back with you. Have you? Okay, I'll stick around with you and then I'll ride there.
Go a little left for me. Don't put that in front of the camera. No.
Get your hat out there.
Go up 3 feet, go up 3 feet. Officer, 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 officer. I'm right here.
Yeah, social media you post this, sir?
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Yep, thank you. Heads up, heads up. Can we get that? Officer.
Oh my God!
Officer, go to the left. Can you get him to the left real quick? I just need this kid to turn around. Yeah, it is what it is.
Wow, that is amazing. That's amazing, Rory!
4x5.
That was pretty chaotic, wasn't it? Yeah, that's 11 minutes of running around and not knowing if you're going to get the shot, or at the end, as you saw there, one of the police officers stepped in just at the wrong time, and it's not his fault. We're all there, it's a dance. You're all trying to do what you're supposed to do, and you work together. At some points, I feel like maybe I got a little upset at a moment, but that's in the heat of the moment. Everything was cool because it is chaotic. But let's look at these pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 pictures of Rory here, of which I don't know that I succeeded very well. So if we zoom in here, you can see that he's not in focus. Part of the reason is he's moving down the line. And as you saw when I was trying to focus on him in this scenario, he keeps moving. So if I focus on him and then he moves a foot, or he moves a 6 inches, a half a foot, I'm boned and I have to start over. You see that a few times where I put the negatives into the camera, pull the dark slide, and then put the dark slide back in, and then you see me hitting the shutter a bunch of times after without film in. That's to rewind the shutter, because every time you click it, it's a faster shutter speed. So it's like 1/50th of a second, 1/125th, and 1/500th. And the reason you have to do the 4 turns is because the first one is where it's open, and then it goes to timed, then 1/50th, 1/125th, and then 1/500th. It's kind of complicated. So this shot is a cool angle, but it's boned. It is not good. Now, from behind, you have a chance of getting a much better image, because I know that he's going to be on this specific plane. Now, it's sort of, we could kind of get away with this. It's focused on his back. It is not super perfect, but again, we are zoomed in a super long way here. When we zoom into this is 100%, but you have to remember this is a 4x5 negative. If this was printed 16x20, which is full frame with the 4x5, you would not even notice that it was not tack sharp. Now, somebody out there is probably saying, but why didn't you shoot at f8? You know, f8 and be there, which is an old adage, which means if you set your camera to f8, you're giving yourself like 10 or 5, 6 feet of extra potential to get focus. But when you do that, you are taking away the whole point of using the Aero Ektar lens that I'm using. It is an old lens that is an f2.5, which is basically the equivalent of f1 in 35mm terms when you shoot wide open. I generally am around 3.2, 3.5, or f4, And there's no guaranteeing that when I'm set to that is the right aperture, because the top of the camera just has a typewritten note on top that was probably done in the 1950s, and who knows if it's still accurate. So I didn't want to be at f8 because I wouldn't get the best out of this lens, the best isolation that I possibly could get. So this shot is okay because I love the angle that it's on. Then we have from back here again, this time focused on these people. They're in focus, as you can see, and I cut off Rory's feet. Not the best thing to do, but again, super chaotic, but it's cool to see all the people wanting to get the autographs. And there's times where like I redid it, got his feet in there so you can see the Nike swoosh. That Nike swoosh is perfect and in focus. We come all the way up here, his head is slightly out. That is just the nature of the beast when you were doing this. Oh, look at this kid right here. He was so excited and he was crying and yelling and screaming, and there was a lot of yelling and screaming. You might have heard me in this say something, I believe someone put like the truest flag in front of my camera, and I said, please don't do that. I don't know if that was just to myself or if I was actually saying that to them, but either way, it was in the moment. So, and I tapped the one volunteer on the shoulder to see if I could get a clear shot, and thankfully she still was able to get the autograph, and I didn't ruin her ability to get the autograph. But again, in the heat of the moment when you're doing these things, you don't want to be a dick, but you also want to try and give yourself the best opportunity to get a shot. But really, this whole scene was about Rory signing autographs for as many kids as possible. So let's not forget that. Boned focus again, because he was walking towards me. I thought if he stayed there longer, I would be better. And then the last shot, which is my favorite shot that I was able to get, this is the one where the police officer started to walk in the way right before I took it. You could see I'm rushing because I knew they were all converging. Oh, and also all the other cars were passing at that time. And here you could see Rory signing, but to me, it was all about this little girl. I don't know that I saw this little girl originally when I was setting this up. I just knew there were a bunch of kids here, and I cut their feet off. That is a no-no for me. But again, with the 4x5 running around as fast as we were moving, and I say we, as I was moving to try and get the shot, this is a keeper. I did notice that Rory did crouch down at the end to talk to this little girl or to sign something on her level, but I couldn't get that shot anyway because people moved in front of me. So this is the one shot that I got, and this to me is the best shot that I got in this whole moment. Let's see, what else was good? This was kind of good, but not great because it's right behind Rory. And this right here, I kind of like because we have the Nike swoosh and all of the people out of focus behind him. Now, if you want to check out all of the 4x5 photos that I did for the Truist, just go to jaredpolin.com, click here on 2025 Truist PGA, and it will load the entire gallery of images that I took out at the Truist. I believe I took like 77 images, and these are the best of the best with honors, sir. And they are right here in my Squarespace gallery. I do want to let you know this video is brought to you by Squarespace. If you're looking to build your very own online portfolio that's super easy, where you don't need to know any coding, and you can have a gallery out into the world like I did in a matter of minutes with these Truist images, well, you can get a 14-day free trial. Head on over to squarespace.com/FronosPhoto. If you decide that it's for you, use the code FronosPhoto at checkout to get 10% off your first order. So you can go through here and see, I put it in the order that I took them to the best of my ability, but you can go through, just make them large on the screen, and you can arrow through and see all of the portraits and action shots I was able to get. I want to thank all the people from the PGA and the Truist who gave me all access to allow me to go on the course and get a shot like this of Tony Finau. These shots, and thank you to Michael Collins, the ESPN caddy, for going up to these players and asking them to pose for me. Without him doing that, I wouldn't have been able to get these awesome photos. So many cool shots right here, just out on the course. Go take a look over there at jaredpolin.com. Click on the 4x5 project, and you can see all of these images. So yes, 11 minutes of chaos is that. The 4x5 is not designed to go super fast, but I've gotten really quick with it. I've gotten quick with the focus. I've gotten better with the winding and getting my exposure. Once you get your exposure and you know the light isn't changing, It's pretty easy, you know, exposure-wise. You just dial it in, we scan the negatives, we edit in Lightroom, and then I print them out on the Canon inkjet printers, and you're good to go. So let me know what you think about this video. Which of the images over on my Squarespace website from this event are your favorite? Let me know down below. Thank you very much for watching. Jared, PolinPhotoPhoto.com. See ya.